Hey there, and welcome to this First Alert Weather Plus forecast for our final week, or I should say day, of summer and into fall. That's a big headline. Monday, the 22nd, we'll start the day in the summer season, but just after noon, we enter autumn with that autumnal equinox. And hey, our first day of the new season will feel a bit fall-like on the heels of that cold front that came through on Sunday and brought us that stormy day and the pretty dramatic drop in conditions. But after our autumn-like start to the week, we have warmth that will quickly rebuild, though I will say, even with clear skies overhead, we'll still have some pretty crisp mornings this week. So you'll have fall in the morning, but it may feel a whole lot more like summer in the afternoons, especially by the middle of the week. So here's a look back at high temperatures from the last couple of weeks in the Boise area, just to give you a reminder of where we've been. We have seen highs in the 80s, the 70s. That's where we've landed, up near 90 a couple of times, most recently of which was just this past Saturday. On Sunday, we dipped into the mid 70s. We'll fall even further on Monday, the first day of autumn. We'll land in those low to mid 70s across the Treasure Valley. We're typically around 78 degrees as we enter the fall season, so this isn't too far off of normal. But look at the nice rebound back into those mid 80s for Wednesday and Thursday. Then another little cool down takes shape heading into the final weekend of September. But all in all, a very pleasant first week of fall is coming our way. I know a favorite fall activity is that leaf peeping, taking in the changing of the colors on trees across the area. By late September into early October, the trees up in the mountains will start kind of putting that fall color on display. But we do have to wait a little bit longer across eastern Oregon and southwest Idaho. That lighter green shading means normally those areas take until late October for those colors to really be on full display. But I think here in the next few weeks, we'll really start seeing those leaves changing color, even in the lower elevations. But for the month of September, your best bet is to take a drive into the higher elevations if you want to check out that fall foliage. So let's talk about the big picture. On Sunday, that front came through, brought us the stormy weather and that notable drop in temperatures from Saturday to Sunday. We'll be at our lowest point on Monday. And then as we look off to the west, big, strong ridge of high pressure will continue amplifying eastward and northward in the coming days. And that's what will bring us that nice warm up and clear sky. So here's that ridge of high pressure. I'm going to let us roll all the way out into Wednesday. You can see that ridge is still overhead. There is a low pressure center that will start to develop over California for the middle of the week. As that starts making its way through, it'll suppress the ridge just a little bit as the weekend gets closer. That will switch our flow to what we call zonal, or straight west to east. That will moderate our temperatures to a bit closer to normal territory by the end of the work week into the weekend. Now, not all of our models, our forecast models, are in agreement on this system, but by the end of the weekend into early next week, it does look like that system will start to drop a little closer, and that may drop our temperatures again. But at this point, moisture looks to be very limited with that system. So at this point, I don't have any rain or storm chances in the Treasure Valley for the next 7 days. Though again, the weekend still a little bit uncertain. So we'll see how that shakes out. One thing we might see on Monday, especially the further north you go in our viewing area, is that smoke that could trickle in from some fires still burning up to the north. So our winds on Monday early in the work week will be out of the northwest, and so that will carry in some smoke. So especially in areas like Long Valley, Central Mountain locations, and northeast Oregon, we may see some of that haze start to develop on the horizon. Maybe even some light haze in the Treasure Valley and Magic Valley, though it looks like the most intense smoke levels stay to the north of the Boise area. But still, things do look a little bit hazy out there. That's why there are still fires burning up to our north. So let's talk temperatures across the northwest as we kick off the new season. Here's a look at Monday, a very fall-like feel to the air. 73 in Boise, that's the high. We'll hit just 70 in Twin Falls Monday afternoon. 60s for Idaho Falls, mid 70s for Lewiston along the west coast. So pretty pleasant 76 for Portland. You can already see, though, that high pressure having an effect on temperatures for Medford up near 90 right in California. Nearing 100, we'll be into the triple digits in Redding by Tuesday. 98 in Medford, mid 80s even in Portland. That'll be warmer than Boise because, again, that high pressure will hit the Pacific Northwest first and then start edging its way into the Gem State. By Wednesday, it's warm across Idaho. 85 in Boise, 83 midweek in Twin Falls. Look at Lewiston, potentially into the 90s by the middle of the week. So yes, it's going to be autumn, but it will bring a summer-like feel back to the area by the middle of the week. And look at all the sunshine we'll get to enjoy. This is the outlook for the Central Mountains over the next 7 days. Cool in the mornings. By Tuesday morning, even places like McCall dipping into the upper 30s. Definitely coat weather early on, but you'll be dressing like an onion this week and shedding those layers, because as the day progresses, our highs get up near 80 degrees starting on Wednesday. We'll stay warm through Saturday. A few clouds start to move in as that system takes approach on Sunday, but still really pleasant at this point for the next 7 days. Same story for the Twin Falls area, but a little bit warmer, of course. Abundant sunshine, a little breezy on Monday behind Sunday's cold front. So a crisp kickoff to the fall season. Just upper 60s to around 70 for the Magic Valley on Monday. Look at this warm up, though. We're up into the low 80s Wednesday and Thursday. Normally we're closer to about 74 degrees as we head towards the end of September in the Magic Valley. We keep abundant sunshine in play. You see temperatures dip a little bit from Friday into the weekend, but still really comfortable. Just a few clouds coming in. Again, we'll keep a close eye on the weekend. Can't rule out the possibility of a stray shower, but at this point it looks like we stay mostly dry for the foreseeable future, and that trend will hold steady in the Boise area as well. Gorgeous on Monday, again a little breezy, so if you run cool, you may want to just keep the jacket handy throughout the day. Monday, a high of just 73 with those northwest winds. Winds calm down on Tuesday. Temperatures start to climb, still chilly in the mornings, but you can see the afternoons get very comfortable. We'll hit the mid 80s Wednesday, Thursday. Temperatures slide a touch heading into the weekend. Some clouds build in, but all in all, really gorgeous for the rest of the week with above average temperatures hanging on through the weekend. Thanks so much for tuning into this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. I hope to see you next time.